So now, we've talked a bit about this whole smuggling ordeal. How we could have, previously, turned in the would-be person asking us to smuggle, Opold here, to Ananias. Now, obviously, that we have gotten Ananias arrested, I don't think that's possible anymore. We talked to the guy who is looking to be the buyer of the stuff that's getting smuggled.
Looks dreadful. Thank the goddess it's warm in here.
That's good, I suppose. I actually didn't mean to talk to you, but while we're at it, we'll ask Rest what is on his mind. I suppose so. But remember that the actual package is by the Normandy. So we'll pick it up here. Alright, and of course, Gianna no longer here. Do we still set up the scanners? Actually don't. Kind of interesting. They noticed us when we first went through, now they don't care.
Commander, I'm glad you stopped to talk. I wanted to tell you how unfortunate it was that Ananias Sama was caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
That's one way to put it.
Assured, I bear you no ill will.
And he was a criminal.
Unfortunate? He was a criminal, Captain.
The Executive Board is not concerned with galactic law, Commander. That's why this planet was settled, after all.
And you are still a security guard, so you think you care about the law, though?
On Noveria, you may do what you wish, so long as you do not disturb public order. I only request that you limit the number of disturbances you provoke. I would consider it a favor.
We'll do what we can.
I don't intend to make life difficult for anyone.
I appreciate
Besides maybe
that,
Saren.
Commander. If you will excuse me, I must file reports in this incident. Good day.
Oh, interesting exit you made there. Out of curiosity, can we talk to you again?
I would be grateful if you would finish your business and leave.
Alright, I mean, at least you're, like, somewhat polite about it then. Anyways, let's head back here toward the Normandy, and you'll see there is, in fact, a package here. And if we open it, we will find... We've recovered Opold's package. Appears to be a powerful experimental weapon mod. Bring it back to him at his store. And, I believe... Not sure if we technically have it in our inventory now. Let's head on back, though, and see what Opold has to say. Because even at this stage, we have several options. So, like I said, we could have potentially turned Opold in to Enlace. Now I think that ship has sailed. That's no longer an option because Enlace has been arrested. That's fine. That is the simple and probably least rewarding option, so wasn't really planning on doing that anyway. We could turn it into Opold, and that was, of course, maybe the next most straightforward option, but also potentially not all that rewarding. Other option might be to sell it / give it directly to Opold's buyer, the Krogan mercenary that we saw upstairs in the hotel. He's saying, hey, we can basically cut out the middleman that way, and I can probably pay you a better price. So that's probably better still. However, I think we have an even better solution. Let's talk to Opold.
Greetings, Spectre. Have you brought the package?
See, yes. We could lie and say we haven't picked it up. I'm actually not sure what happens if you try to do that. I don't remember if he can see through that lie. But what I was thinking we would do here is, just decide maybe we keep it for ourselves. We could even ask who the recipient is. I mean, we do kind of know.
I want to know where this package is going.
The customer is the Krogan called Inamorda.
We might have already asked him this.
That one
this
is
is
a
the guy we
bounty
were talking
hunter
to
of some
earlier.
repute and quick to anger.
Yeah, we definitely did ask him about this.
Now, does the other have the package?
But yeah, see, you were keeping it? Sorry?
Change of plans. I've decided to keep it myself.
You cannot do that.
How dare you?
Inamorda will be furious with this one. This one wants the other to leave now.
And in doing so, we pick up a level 5 proton rounds. by saying that we want to keep it. So now we actually do get the item. So, funny thing is, we can in fact still talk to Merchant Opold. He will still buy and sell things.
What if Inamorda saw this one speaking to you?
What's the matter? You sulking? No, I think
here
we
as a
can still do
customer.
this.
Very well. This one will need the credits.
That's actually kind of sad the way he puts it like that. But I believe, have only checked the standard items. Not sure we've looked at non-human armors or upgrades. So let's take a quick look at that. But the primary reason why I made a point of not turning in that upgrade to either Opold or Inamorda was because, let's see if we can find it here, it was what, level 5 proton rounds? Which, right here we find is worth 6,300 credits. And if we were to have tried to turn it into either Opold or Inamorda, I think we would have gotten something like 500-ish credits from Opold, maybe 750 from Inamorda. Something along those lines, you know, in that general area at least. Basically, nowhere near as many as we would get if we were to just immediately sell this to him. So that's the funny thing, is rather than selling it to him through the quest, we can actually just sell it to him this way and make far more money off of it. Which we may do, or we may just hold on to it for the time being. But I mostly wanted to see what other stuff you have here. And for comparison purposes, let's see. We're looking at the bottom one here for Rex. This has better shields, but worse damage protection. I think probably worse in this situation. That's definitely worse in this situation. As is that. Turian armor, not sure that we have any great ones at the moment. This is actually interesting. The light armor is almost universally better. It has slightly worse damage protection, but decent shields and tech biotic protection. So, I mean, we obviously aren't using Garrus right now, but in theory, we could, in fact, use this on him. It's just that, you know, by the time we do use him on our next mission, maybe at that point we are going to get better Turian armor and we aren't going to need this, so it's a little preemptive and maybe no need at the moment, so let's refrain from doing so. It's not seeing anything great there for us.
What if Inamorda saw this one speaking to you?
Still just looking to buy or sell, though.
Very well. This one will need the
Because there is that other category. I don't think we've yet looked at upgrades from you. So let's take a quick look. You have just a fusion explosive. Okay, I mean, it is fairly high level, but I don't really think that's something that we need to sell right now. This would be a convenient time if we still had any other pieces of gear that we wanted to offload. We felt like we didn't need. This would definitely be the right time to do it. In theory, minor spoiler, there is going to be at least one other shopkeeper later on, but not for a while. So I don't necessarily think we should be waiting to sell junk to that person, because we did pick up a fair bit, finding some of the guards and what have you in the area. And at this point, I mean, we're looking at level 4 types of gear. I think we can pretty safely sell most of those. Maybe we'll hold on to one just in case. Shredder and tungsten / anti-synthetic rounds. Those are things that we probably do want to hold on to just in case, because those are the ones that, you know, we're going to potentially want in quantity. But other than that, hardened weave, I don't remember if we have other upgrades at the moment that also have hardening, in which case we probably dump that. But let's see. Armor plating, pure damage protection, not sure we have much in the way of that at the moment either right now. So scroll back up to the top real quick here, see if there's anything we have a bazillion copies of, like shield modulators. That is a lot. Not really sure we're ever going to want that many, but this might be one of the last levels in which you get shield modulators, so we'll hold on to it just in case. Polonium rounds, we probably don't need this many, although stopping enemies from regenerating life actually is useful in some specific situations in particular. Kinetic buffer, let's dump one of those. That is, I do like it, but I don't think we're going to need that many. And let's see. Other than that, weapons. Storm, I think, is not a good one. nor is the Avenger. So we're just trying to make a little bit more space, because I'm expecting for us to pick up a lot more stuff in the near future. And we don't want to run into any issues with not having inventory space to do that, then suddenly we're going to find ourselves in a bit of a tough spot. So best to just preemptively circumnavigate that situation. We have a ton of sniper rifles. Yeah, let's dump some of them, I think. Oh, those are actually shotguns, so pardon me. Yeah, we do have a bunch of tungsten 5s, I think, and a bunch of tungsten 4s, so we're probably good to get rid of the tungsten 4s. And we maybe don't need that many kinetic stabilizers. Or cryo rounds. Okay. We should be in decent shape now, I think. So, now that we have basically blown off Opold and blown off Inamorta by extension, let's head back real quick to the Normandy. And you will see why in just a second. Did I go through the right elevator? I hope I did. Yeah, okay. So now we head back through here. I think the music has changed. Why is that, you ask? Because there are now enemies out here. Who, you ask? There's a Krogan. So that looks like a problem. There's another Krogan. And one just sniped us for a ton of damage, actually. So that hurt. So maybe rather than just trying to read the Krogan's names, because you might recognize one of them, Inamorta. He's not pleased that we stole his upgrade. Now, this is why I wanted to come back, because, well, they're here to take us out. So, let's get killed, because I stood right out in the open and got hit by a couple snipers while I was just trying to read that guy's name. But now you know what their name is. I hope we got a save recently, because I didn't manually save all that recently, so let's just take a look. Let's see. Oh dear. Yeah, that was a little while ago. That's a little concerning. I should have hard saved there. Let's see how far back it's actually set. Oh, goodness. Wow. Okay, this is just before the conversation with Gianna. Yikes. Yeah, that did set us back a bit. Okay, so...
Spectre, have you given any more consideration to my offer?
So... We've convinced Quinn.
It took some persuasion, but Keen has agreed to testify.
That's his name.
That's a world of stress off my
Okay,
back.
so I'm gonna skip through this
I didn't think
conversation
you'd help me,
because
being
we,
a
or at least
Spectre and
much
all.
of it,
I guess some of you
because
can be
we
all
have, of course, already
So,
heard it.
how
My apologies on that.
I'll see that you
We'll
never
see this,
work in
though.
sector again.
Yeah, get a move on.
You, Shepard, I demand
Shepard's
you place
little
this
wink.
bitch under arrest.
You have the right to remain silent. I wish to God you'd exercise it. See you around the galaxy, Commander. I owe you a beer.
Again, yes, we will hold you to that. Yes, there are several things now that we're looking to redo in that case. That is unfortunate, but we have this here. At least we have a good memory, hopefully, of what those things are. So it's this. Kinetic barriers, I think that was. Shredder rounds, also solid. So it's that, and then the other thing is all this stuff with Opold and Inamorta. And, well, Inamorta's friends, and Inamorta himself, turns out no slouches. They are mercenaries, and perhaps they are good mercenaries, or at least good at their job at that. Imagine that. Imagine that. So, I think we need to pick up our stuff first. Let's go straight into doing that. And then I think we're still going to take the same action here. Still going to go the same route, because in going this route, we get basically the best of more than two worlds, more than both worlds. We're getting the item, we're getting better money if we want to sell the item, because it's worth more than anyone is going to pay us if we try to sell it to them. And then, in theory, if we're actually capable of killing Inamorta and his friends, Get more experience too, I think. Pretty sure. I don't actually remember if you probably do get a chunk of experience from, oh, we can still talk to
Commander,
you.
I'm glad you stopped to talk.
We did, of course, talk to you previously, so I'm probably going to skip through this as well for that reason.
I only request that you limit the number of
And we'll do our best
disturbances.
to limit the number of disturbances. We'll get a couple of Paragon points. Yeah, so I imagine you probably still get some experience from concluding this quest, regardless of which direction you take. But I don't actually know if you get more experience for going this route that we're trying to go here because it involves additional fighting, or if by sort of not ending the quest gracefully when we say we're gonna keep the gear for ourselves, if that actually means... Oh, so this is pretty funny when she says she needs to go, and then... Oh no, that was... We saw her do that last time, I think, from the previous conversation. And then she acts like she's gonna leave and then just doesn't leave. But, yeah, so I think... I imagine it's probably still more experience to go this route. Because you are kind of still concluding... I mean, you are finishing the quest when you say that you're going to keep it for yourself. And then, so as long as that's the same amount of experience that you would get from turning it into either Inamorta or Opold, then that means that it's incremental experience that you're getting from actually fighting Inamorta, and I don't know if we get credits from fighting him, or equipment potentially from fighting him too. Possible. So the other thing that we missed out on when we died was that we did sell some things. So I think maybe we'll wait to do that until after we fight Inamorta. So as for right now, let's just say we're keeping it.
I've decided to keep it myself. You cannot do that. Inamorta will be furious with this
Actually, it turns out Inamorta will be furious with us.
This one wants the other to leave now.
Okay, so we... Oh! There's a different upgrade that time, was it not? It was tungsten rounds, I think. That time, it might have even been only tungsten rounds 4 rather than 5. We got, what, proton rounds 5, I think, last time. We also did level up, but I do remember for us, we took Bastion. Let's do that, because that gets us all the way up to Stasis Specialization. Then for Liara, what did we take? Lift, I think, trying to get closer to Lift Mastery. Then for Rex, we took Throw. Okay, and so don't technically know when it first starts counting us as in combat. I mean, we've got to be safe in this first area where there's the security, right? So we'll maybe save once we get in there. Then as soon as we round the corner, we will proceed with greater caution, trying not to get sniped out of existence with assassination from those mercenaries. Yeah, and so like I said, your first hint is, well, I suppose Opold saying they will not be pleased with me. Then also the change of music. Or lack of music. I thought it was just different music last time. This time, it's just like complete nothingness. So yeah, we'll save here, so this way, even if they do take us out, we can at least just reload here and don't need to redo all that stuff. So, let's see. Let's make sure we have weapons drawn. This time, that was actually intentional. So yeah, you can see the people there, and they were pretty quick to snipe us last time. So that was a bit of a problem. So, I think ideally what we do is we sabotage them so they can't snipe us with their sniper rifles, at least not immediately. And then we'll use some of our biotic abilities, like Lift, like Throw, like Singularity, to incapacitate them so that they cannot just continue to annihilate us with those sniper rifles. So, if we can get them... Actually, I was going to say if we can get them to not be hanging out in that corner, but they're Krogans, so they will rush us, and they will deal a lot of damage if they do get in melee range, so we actually kind of do want them to stay there, to tell the truth. Let's make sure people are on the right weapons. I did not even pay real much attention to it. I think at this range, we're probably going to prefer the assault rifle on Rex, assuming they don't rush us all that much, and we did give him an amazing assault rifle at that. We did just upgrade it, so I think that's probably for the best here. Here they are. So I think that one's maybe in Inamorta. Yeah, so there's those red lines are seen. How the heck did you hit us through a wall, mind you? I'm a little offended. That was kind of ridiculous. So why don't we, where is, barrier maybe? on ourselves to improve our shields. Okay, Liara's at least messing with this Krogan. They do also have good health regeneration. So let's maybe have Rex warp that guy, who is getting up now, which is a bit of a problem. Let's sabotage him as we get sniped. He is too close for comfort here. So let's maybe stasis him. And I believe he's now down. Okay, Inamorta is over there, and that is, I believe, a sniper rifle that just missed our face. So that's cool. Let's throw him. Okay, our additional barrier has worn out here. Okay, now at least it has recharged in full. Okay, so yeah, I don't like their sniping capabilities. Don't have great options here other than, say, overloading them to remove their shields. Okay, now Inamorta is starting to rush us. Let's lift. Try to incapacitate at least one of them. And get marksman. Probably just get rid of the one that's Inamorta who's up here. Look at how fast he's regenerating life, but he's down. We got 549 or something like that. Additional experience there, so I have to imagine that's more experience than you get from doing the mission the normal way, so to speak. So that was all of them. Yes, they are Krogans, and Krogans in general are tough, and Krogan snipers, which you don't see very often, but made them very dangerous at range, and then, like I said, Krogan in general, whenever they rush you down, are always dangerous as well. So tough enemies for sure. Let's see, did we get any additional equipment? So no equipment, at least from fighting them, but large chunk of experience. And the crazy thing is, so those guys will attack you whenever you next return to the Normandy, after having said you're going to keep the weapon upgrade for yourself. That means either that you can do what we just did and immediately go back to the Normandy and have them show up immediately, or you can basically go out to the garage and go out and do the rest of this mission, and then at the back of the end of the mission, come back to the Normandy, and then you'll have a nice little surprise. Some very strong enemies waiting for you when you return, and at that point, you probably forgot about them. So, you have potentially some people capable of annihilating you when you least suspect it. But let's maybe save now that we've completed that. And let's talk with Opal.
This one has heard that Inamorta has met an unfortunate end.
You could say that. Word travels fast, I suppose.
Show me what you're selling. Of course.
Okay, so let's see. We did end up buying something, did we? The upgrades were bad. The non-human armors, I think, is what we were looking at. There might have been something here. We were saying at least the Turian armor looked okay. The Krogan armor, I think, was not very good in comparison to what Rex is currently using. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is different from what he had previously. I don't think this is what you had. How you had less Turian and at least one additional Krogan piece of armor. But the main reason why we're here is just to, again, dump our duplicate items here. So, like cryo rounds, I don't think we need that many of them. It's generally not one of my preferred types of ammo. Then we have 3 incendiary rounds. I mean, this is not bad from a damage standpoint, so I guess we'll stick with that. Kinetic stabilizers, I mean, they're solid, but they're not amazing, so I guess we'll sell one of those. Medical interface, we're definitely going to use that. We probably should switch to that, in fact. Let's see. Shredder rounds, let's take stock of how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then tungsten, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so anything lower level for tungsten rounds, lower than 5, we can definitely get rid of, I think. Let's also dump some of the weaker snipers and shotguns that we have. At this point, I think we're pretty well set up for those things, and, you know, if we want to throw snipers and shotguns and assault rifles on people who aren't trained for them, then we can just throw on whatever we happen to find as we continue to fight more enemies around here. So as of right now, just a little concerned about the size of our inventory. I mean, it's not urgent at the moment, I don't think, but it's just something that I'd rather not have to have as a concern at all. Item actually contains upgrades. Oh. that must have been... Was that something that we tried to Omnigel previously? Because that's something that we saw before, was that I Omnigelled something and it seemed to suggest that it also Omnigelled an upgrade. I mean, I think I try whenever we switch gear to switch the upgrades along with it, so that we don't have anything hanging out in our inventory, any weapons or armors that have upgrades attached to them. But, I mean, I'm curious as to what it is, what that upgrade might be. But, maybe we hold off for that reason. Also accidentally switched around what we were looking at there, but let's see. Now we're back. And at this point... Oh, didn't we have higher level kinetic stabilizers? Yeah, I think so. I think we had at least kinetic stabilizer 5 and several of them, so we'll get rid of one of those, I think. Polonium is actually helpful for preventing life regeneration, right? Is that this one? Yeah, prevents enemy regeneration. So that's the type of thing where, like I was saying previously when we were fighting those Grogans, they do have a lot of life regeneration, especially on higher difficulty levels, so that means that throwing on some polonium rounds to counter that can be really helpful. And probably don't need as many proton rounds. I think this is, in fact, what the upgrade that we ended up getting from this mission was. So it's level 4. I think the one that we got our previous attempt was level 5, so it's a little bit worse in that case. I think it was worth something like 500 credits less, or I think it was 3,600 for the level 5 upgrade, and it's 3,150, so a little worse. Not a huge deal, though. I think it was tungsten that we said we had a bazillion copies of, right? Less so for Shredder. So I think we're probably fine selling some of those. And at this point, we're looking at level 4 weapons, so we're probably pretty safe to sell those. And then chemical rounds, basically just a worse version of polonium rounds. It may be. Damage over time and prevents life regeneration, whereas you are only damage over time. So let's dump you. Okay. And I think we should be pretty good then. We'll probably get rid of Toxic Seals 1, although Toxic Seals 2 we probably do want to hold on to. Or at least just to be safe. Because in case you didn't get the gist of it, yeah, that's the type of gear that's going to be relevant very, very soon. So, let's see. I think we are now ready. Let's just take a look at our journal here. Doctor at Risk we did recently learn about. That is on a different location. So I think we're good here from a side quest standpoint at the moment on Novaria. And then, of course, from a primary quest standpoint, we need to get out of here and over to Peak 15, which means going through the garage, which we now have the pass to do. So let's make it happen. And that, I think we determined, is down here. Round this way. And rather than through this, we keep on going. And before we head through here in full, we should save. Wish there was a just go to the top option. I always accidentally go back to the bottom.
I heard the administrator's been arrested. Any chance you had something to do with that?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was totally us.
He was corrupt.
Most people here are. I wish you could take them all down. So what can I do for you today?
I think, other than that, we've basically asked you everything there is to ask you about.
I have to go.
You need anything, I'll be here.
Alright. So at this stage, let's head over. Like I said, we probably do want to say, or we did save, preemptively. Let's take a minute here, because I think we picked up some... We sold all of our spare weapons. Oh, we did pick up that pistol upgrade, but we didn't actually use it. But yeah, what I was starting to say was that I do think that we have started to pick up some gear upgrades, either from a pure weapons or armor standpoint, or just an upgrade and ammo standpoint. But we haven't necessarily made the actual changes yet, so let's do that. And so, as we see here with this pistol, it is one of the Spectre gear items, one of the ones we picked up at the Citadel, and it does have an extra upgrade slot. At the moment we have stability in one spot, which I don't love. I mean, it's okay, but it's not exactly all that exciting. To increase the damage and reduce the heat absorption, which is not a terrible idea if we can make up for that by throwing on a heatsink. I may go for here. I mean, we are definitely not the primary source of damage with our weapon. We are more so just providing some support fire because we don't really have much damage scaling. We're using pistol, whereas other people are using assault rifles, shotguns, sniper rifles, which are generally just going to have higher base damage. So throwing on rail extension for the extra damage on us and trying to make so we can fire more times with heatsink. I mean, it's more so a strategy that I think works better with other people who are more so weapons first types of people. So maybe we do just keep it simple here and go with the stability. And let's see. Then our armor, I think, yeah, we've already optimized that. Unless we want to change the upgrade here, which I think we do. We probably do want to give ourselves medical exoskeleton number 8. This is the one that we bought from Dr. Michelle back in the Citadel. This is a big one. High amounts of life regeneration, high amounts of toxin resistance, and increased or reduction in power cooldown. Also very helpful for us because we're using powers aggressively. So that's big. Then Liara, let's look at you. I think in terms of the armor itself, yeah, you have the best you can have at the moment. But in terms of upgrades, hardening is not a terrible thing. But I think similarly, we're going to want some toxin resistance and health regeneration for you, especially because you don't have any by default. In fact, I think you've been damaged for a very long time, and we've just been kind of chilling and ignoring it. But, like, if we do this... Oh, no, she's back on full. That might have been because we reloaded the game a little while ago. But, then, as for Rex. For you, Rex, let's see. Your armor... Yeah, we gave you the upgrade there. But, we didn't... Not sure we have any great versions of, yeah, the medical interface now. We still have medical interface 5, which is not bad. 40% toxin resistance and some life regeneration is a little bit lower, but Rex has decent life regeneration already coming from his Krogan Battlemaster. He has a 3.5 health per second regeneration head start on everyone else. So that's probably enough to perhaps even more than make up for it. So that's good. The other thing, though, that I want to do is looking offensively at our weapon ammo. I think what I'd like to do for us is use something that's a bit more of a support type of ammo. So not something that is directly damage-based. So cryo rounds, let's see. So it bypasses some shields, and it reduces our target's accuracy. Not really what I'm thinking. I'm thinking more something along the lines of, say, maybe polonium rounds to get the, to prevent people from regenerating life. I mean, especially if we know for a fact that we're going against Krogan, that's really helpful. Of course, we did just fight some, but I'm not really sure that's going to be the enemies we're going to see a lot of in the future. Maybe shield bypass is the answer for us after all in that case. In weapons force, I mean, not with pistol, but, you know, it's another form of support, knocking people down with our weapons. So yeah, maybe we do grow cryo rounds. It's a little bit of a hybrid, I think, between, you know, let's see what else. So cooling lace, collapse ammunition is small. Bose-Einstein condensate, a mass of super-cooled subatomic particles capable of snap freezing impacted objects. I actually don't know if you can fully freeze people in, or at least, like, slow them with the freeze. You can in future Mass Effects, sort of. Minor spoiler. But, I don't remember if you can in Mass Effect 1. In the past, when I've played Mass Effect 1, I usually just was not very creative with the ammo, and you can probably guess, given how much I've talked about it, but I tended to just go with, say, synthetic round, or, you know, the extra damage versus synthetics or organics types of ammo. That way, you're just maximizing damage. But given how we are not really a weapon damage-based class, that's largely the reason why I'm saying may not make a lot of sense for us. Ooh. This looks like this is definitely an upgrade for Liara, so let's throw that on. And let's make sure you have any upgrades at all. So we could also put cryo rounds on you. Again, you're also not so much a weapons damage type of person. So what if for you could put polonium rounds on your weapon? That way you're doing the whole please don't regenerate life thing. Again, I'm not sure how common that's going to come up, that situation, but the other thing that I want to do is make sure that you have an actual weapon upgrade. And for you, I mean, I might just go stability. I don't have great options here. We basically just have stability and tracking and not much else. Tell you what, though, combat scanner might be relevant. It might be relevant. Let's go for it. Then Rex. So we've been focusing on this, the assault rifle a bit here. Definitely want to make sure that this is dealing a bunch of damage. So actually, Predator round 6 does a ton of damage to organics, but you know what? Something tells me that right now we actually want tungsten rounds. Little birdie told me that might be preferable here. Then yeah, we went rail extension plus heatsink. I think that makes sense. Then on the shotgun side of things, let's see. We're going weapon force, and again, damage, but reduced heat absorption. Might be another situation in which I think we still have one heatsink remaining. Oh no, we only have one spot for upgrades here for a non-Spectre gear weapon. So yeah, we can't do the same high caliber barrel type thing plus additional heat absorption upgrade to sort of counteract that. Not on this occasion, and in fact, high caliber barrel just rank 2. I mean, it is some damage, yes, but at what cost? A lot of heat rate, a lot of heat absorption, or a lot of fire rate, a lot of heat absorption. That may not be so worth it, especially when we basically have a better version of that in the rail extension. At the very least, we should do that. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Now that we have optimized our gear, now I suppose is really when we should save. Okay, so now, are you going to tell us we can't go through? Because we do have a pass now. Can we just sort of like rub it in their face that we have a pass now?
Access to the garage is restricted.
But you see, we have a pass, so you must let us through.
Authorization. Excuse me.
Yes, that's genuine. Drive safely. The weather's supposed to be pretty bad out in the Alutsk Valley.
Thank you. Okay, so we can finally make it through. And you say, Lids, well, what's the thing? Why were you so concerned about optimizing gear? Well, first of all, let's not have a sniper rifle out when we are a pistol-based character. That looks good. Why, you ask? Very simple. The answer is Geth. And where are you? Where are you?
So that's what the Asari had in the crates.
Exactly. Rex has it. So in the crates were portable Geth, as it turns out. We have some coming through here, and we saw the cutscene was showing us some hoppers, which we saw on Therum when we were rescuing Liara. So fitting to have them again here when we brought Liara with us, and we're going to find Liara's mother. But that looks like a pretty big Geth over there. So let's see, what can we do here? Why don't we sabotage you? And there were some explosive barriers over here as well. This is a big Geth. This is a destroyer, and it is charging straight at us. I don't like that. Let's throw it away from here. And Rex, can you throw it as well? That's not the one I was... Oh, actually, that's the little hopper. Stalker, technically. There are different versions. That's gonna hit us. That's not good. Let's, if it hasn't hit us yet, let's put the barrier on. So of course, these guys are hard to hit. Oh, we've overheated? Okay. Let's see. It still has shields. Let's overheat it. And this This Geth is messing with Liara. Let's stasis it. Yeah, Liara is getting... Oh, it's the stalker that's hitting Liara. Yeah, our weapon is still overheated. That's no good. Is Liara dead? She's not dead yet, but she is significantly hurt. Let's... Marksman might actually fix our weapon being overheated right now. Where is this stuff? Over here. It's trying to shoot us. It is no more.
What are these things? Fan out and secure the area. No one gets in or out.
Oh, so now you come in.